Hi everyone, this is DKS from DKS Bricks, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at my Super VC10. The Vickers VC10 is a mid-sized, narrow-body, long-range British jet designed and built by Vickers Armstrongs. It had made its first flight in 1962. However, it had quite a limited production. In 8 years, from 1962 until 1970, there were only built 54 in total. Despite limited production, this plane was still one of a kind. The design is like no other. The VC10 has a very unique engine arrangement. It has a rear engine quad layout, and this has only been used on 2 other airplanes in the world. The VC10 was designed to operate on long-distance routes, high altitudes, and small runways. The VC10 could take off and stop almost 25% faster than any other airliner from its time. Although the VC10 had a very futuristic design, it still had problems. The Boeing 707, what was introduced 4 years before the VC10, started getting in the way for the VC10's future. Many passengers still prefer flying the VC10 due to the comfort for the passengers. However, it was not as efficient to fly with. 707 was much more efficient and so cheaper to fly with for airlines, and so the future for the VC10 as a passenger airliner was not looking good. After battling for years, it was the best airliner the VC10 had lost. In 1981, BOAC, the biggest customer of the VC10, retired their lost VC10 and continued with the 707. Although this was not the end yet. The VC10 kept flying for 34 more years as a military air tanker in the Royal Air Force, until it performed its final flight in 2013. Now that I have said all of that, let's take a look at some more details in my model. Like I said before, I have built one of the very few variants called the Super VC10. This is a passenger version with a slightly longer nose. This model is a 1/38 scaled airplane, about the size of a minifigure, so this is a minifigure scaled airplane. I have fully functioning flaps and all 10 of them work just like intended to. Like usually, I put working doors in my models. This VC10 has 4 working exterior doors and a bunch of working toilet doors in the interior. But this time, I also added a little custom air stair truck for the VC10. The hardest part was the tail due to the enormous weight of the giant T-tail and the 4 engines coming all together to the point where the wing is mounted into the fuselage. All 4 of the engines do work, and you can power them with your phone using the Lego Powered Up Bluetooth app. Just wait until your phone is connected and make sure to turn on the battery. This one is located right after the gear. Once the phone is connected, you can start playing around a little bit. You can hear a little bit of the axles hitting the sides because the engines are extremely cramped. This also scares me a little bit, and I'm often afraid they will break, what they did already. However, this is a nice feature and I will definitely use this in my future projects. Once you took off the roof, you can easily put them off into separate parts. You can take a look in the interior, so let's do that quickly. In the very back we have the engine mechanism, and if you look closely you can see the Bluetooth motor. If you look at the back over here, you can see one of the gears that powers all 4 engines. This is done by running axles through and running corner gears so you can power the engines. You can see the axles come out here, and then I put a cone with a little rim on top of it so it can spin around. Right next to that we have 4 little toilets, which are usually like on all aircraft, very cramped, and they have a little functioning door in them. All 4 has functioning doors. Right next to that we have the galley door and a galley room, so you can fill in the galley and hopefully have some food on the plane. Right next to that we have a little storage for the food carts, and then we have just a bunch of economy seats. You can see these are red and blue like most VC10s have. Right next to that we have another galley room, and then a galley door and another entrance door. This was a little fun addition, a little bar right in there. If we then pause the next archway, we have two more very cramped toilets like all aircraft. And then we have the cockpit, which I'm insanely proud of how it turned out. We have a incredibly detailed cockpit with even functioning thrust reserve levers, I'm sorry. So you can see you can pull them all forward and so on. We've got 4 seats and yokes, and even a little bit upside down. I am really happy how this has turned out. However, now that we took a look in the interior, let's take a look on the bottom of this airplane. If you flipped over the plane, you can take a look at the bottom. Right over here you can see the battery, which is not completely covered because it is Bluetooth, so you would remove the signal. You can see that it works, however my phone is not connected right now, so it will not turn blue, and over here you can still see a little bit of the wire. When we look a bit further, we have the main landing gear underneath the wings, but fully functions with functioning doors this time. So first you open the doors and then you unclip the supports, what is a bit of the harder part. This might take a while. There you go. And then you can just put it in. This sometimes falls off, but it's not too big of a deal, I guess. And yeah, you can just close the door. Same for the other side. The nose gear is a lot harder because the nose design makes it very tight in there. So basically you just open the front doors before you put in the wheels. And then you have to put the nose gear down. But here comes the tough part. Once they're in the position, you still have to turn the wheels 90 degrees again, and it's very hard. If you do not do that, you cannot close the doors, or at least not properly. However, it took me a while on the recording, and eventually I managed to do it. Anyway, that was basically it for the VC10. I hope you enjoyed. In the future, I definitely have a few more plans to upgrade this plane to the next level, like including lights and RC control flaps. What would be amazing to my opinion, so a few more electronic stuff would be awesome. As well as I would like to put in the BYC livery, so dark blue stripe with the golden letters, and that will be very fun to do. Anyway, with all of that said, I think I'm gonna call it for today, and this was the video about my VC10. Make sure to subscribe to leave a like so you won't miss any videos in the future. Bye.